This is Barclays WSL 2.
Let's go. Absolute rockets.
That is a lovely goal.
Big names, new faces, intense rivalry.
Bring it under control, raise it back, and it's hammered into the top corner.
And curls it in at the far post.
And there was no stopping that one. The London City Lionesses have roared into the Barclays Women's Super League.
Good afternoon, welcome to the VBS Community Stadium. It's Crystal Palace against Newcastle United, with both teams still finding their feet through the first few weeks of the WSL 2 season. Both teams set pre-season promotion goals, both have underwhelmed over the first month. Joe Potter's Palace have one win from their first 4 back in the second tier, while Becky Langley's Magpies have already lost 2 league games. They were beaten just 4 times in all of last season. The weekend's stormy weather has started to relent in South London. A bright and breezy afternoon instead greets the two teams that are in need of the winds of change. It's a brand new league fixture. Palace and Newcastle have never found themselves in the same division until now. Their only encounter earlier this year in the FA Cup 5th round. Palace then in the WSL, of course. They left it late to win by 2-0 here at Gander Green Lane. 3 very precious points on the line, though, this afternoon. Palace left it late a week ago in the northeast at Durham, where they snatched a point in stoppage time. So Joe Potter makes one change from that lineup. Welsh international Josie Green returns to the starting 11 at the expense of history maker Molly May Sharp. 28-year-old became the first player to reach 100 appearances in the professional era for the Eagles last weekend. But she has to settle for a place on the bench at home today. Club captain Amy Everett is still not fully fit, so Alison Swaby takes the arm. Newcastle United also make one change as Becky Langley resists the temptation to make wholesale changes after 3 defeats in a week. Molly Pike makes way for Shania Hales as the lasses search for an answer in front of goal. There is international experience throughout the team, with WSL record appearance holder Jordan Nobbs and 2-time World Cup winner Morgan Gautrat in the midfield. Your referee this afternoon is Joanne Horwood, experienced in the second tier and in the middle for Newcastle's final game of last season. That one, a thumping 5-1 away victory. How they'd longed for that this afternoon, as they still look to hit full stride. Stars aplenty across both teams. Both clubs know what promotion feels like, both chasing the same buzz they felt 2 seasons ago when Palace made club history with promotion to the top flight. In Newcastle, they stormed to new heights a couple seasons back. Both know they haven't hit the required levels just yet. Now, sport is the great unifier, and nowhere is that more true than the WSL, which prides itself on equality, unity, fairness. And so this week, with the tragic events at a synagogue in Manchester very much in mind, the two teams now together for what is known as a unity huddle in support of the victims of that attack and all communities across the country and beyond. Here we go then. It is match day 5 in the WSL 2, a pair of promotion favourites still looking to hit full stride. Crystal Palace starting the weekend in 7th, Newcastle United 9th, both in need of an early season pick-me-up. One change apiece if you're just joining us now. Bad day to be called Molly. Molly Pike of Newcastle United and Molly May Sharp of Crystal Palace, both dropping out of the 11. But this is Veerden in behind Cataldo. It's good tracking back. It's an excellent start for Joe Potter's Palace. Well, it's Annabelle Blanchard who's gone across to grab the corner kick. And a possible 2-on-1 as Newcastle's Jordan Nobbs is keeping a close eye on Dutch winger Veerden. Those Palace players unhappy that the vastly experienced Nobbs isn't a full 10 yards away. I am absolutely certain that Nobbs knows exactly what she's doing. But there is the 2-on-1, and this is Blanchard. Far too much underneath it.
Yeah, the girl on the ball now, she was there. She wasn't there. Second phase, Beth isn't marking no one. Beth isn't marking no one.
This is Larkin, right-footed, crossed towards the penalty spot, shoveled away. And the one change for Newcastle United, Hales, will look to bring it away. Deanna Cooper, who you saw there a moment ago on the ball with the orange boots, was withdrawn with just 39 or 40 minutes on the clock last week in that 1-0 defeat against Charlton because of an injury, but seems to be okay to go from the start today. Such a presence in the middle of the defence. Lovely little touchdown in the direction of Howard, but Hughes was offside. Both teams strikingly similar in so many ways. Of course, the reputation of two clubs need no real introduction into the English game. But they're matched by their ambition. They're even matched by their one WSL2 win so far this season, coming at Nottingham Forest with the exact same scoreline of 2-1. It's Jo Potter, you can see there with her hands inside the jacket. Spoke about the extra motivation to get a first home win today for Crystal Palace. And they've started like a side full of motivation. Howard and Green exchange a couple of passes, looking for another now. Well, held up by Gatra, Blanchard. Another opportunity for Palace to bend a ball into that penalty area. The tall Van Hevermaet recovers possession for the home team. Mannion. Says something about how the game started with Palace firmly on top. That's the first time we've seen Shea Yanez in the Crystal Palace goal. She might be a touch busier now, though. Van Hevermaet conceding possession in a precarious position. Nobbs trying to punish Palace, but Napier has it back. That's neat from Veerden. And a nice turn from Hughes to get away from Cooper. Howard just unable to squeeze between Newcastle defenders. Van Hevermaet. Veerden and Van Hevermaet once more. Towering over Cataldo. The Newcastle fullback does well to stay with it. It's a second corner kick to the home team, though. Abby Larkin on corner kick taking duties, 2 goals to her name so far this season. Both of those coming against Southampton in that wild 4-4 draw. Deep to the back post, kept alive and well headed away. Larkin out to Blanchard, who tries a lot. Would have had to have been pretty spectacular to trouble Femke Lifting in the Newcastle United goal. It's a really good delivery to that back post where they had a player over, and such a vital header away by Cooper. Hughes caught just offside again. But what must be admired is that quick one-touch build-up play that we're seeing from Crystal Palace through the first 6 minutes of the game. It's the 2-time World Cup winner, Gatra, of the United States. Here until the end of the calendar year on loan from Orlando Pride. Gatra guilty of giving the free kick away. Larkin the fouled player, and Palace in a hurry to get a shimmy on. That one a little too deep. Cataldo can't get it clear. Veerden steers it into a dangerous area, and Hughes couldn't quite bring it under a spell, but the danger not gone just yet as Veerden fires once more, and it will be a third Crystal Palace corner. Well, you can see why Palace wanted to get a move on. Looking to take advantage of that Newcastle defence before it could get set. It was desperate last-ditch defending. Difficult for Hughes, but maybe she could have taken a touch. The resulting corner kick has come to nothing. Blanchard's ball almost falls to Van Havermaet. All Crystal Palace. Such an encouraging start for Potter's side. Hughes, now Veerden. This is Abby Larkin, and they have a 2-on-2 in the middle, trying to find Hughes, lifting in a good position to recover possession. Good again from Crystal Palace, though. Newcastle can't get on the ball. When they do, they are hurried into errors. Swaby bringing down Nobbs. And just a moment, really, for Becky Langley and her players to breathe here. After all, it has been a relentless, breathless 10 minutes to start this game. Van Havermaet for Crystal Palace. Again, options in the middle. Howard and Hughes and Larkin. It's an awkward touch, though, from Cooper. And this is Hughes. Trying to find Veerden, but Newcastle have it with Lumsden. And for the first time this afternoon, a bit of space for them to run into. Jordan Nobbs. Nobbs looking for Cataldo to make that run, eventually does. Now Catra, back to Nobbs, cleared away by Swaby's head. Better from Newcastle. McQuaid now hits one, blocked by a bundle of Palace bodies. It's taken nearly 11 minutes, but that's the first time that Newcastle have looked like they're really ready to threaten. Certainly Joe Potter, who will be the happier of the two managers. Disappointed not to take all 3 points last weekend against Durham, but relieved to even get a point in the end with the late equaliser. Said that she's expecting a tough game against a Newcastle side that have spent a lot of money and showed their intention this season. Intention is one thing. Following through on it is an entirely different prospect, and so far neither of these two clubs have exactly done that. Swaby's long ball looking for Josie Green. Vastly experienced Denise Stokes there, though, shepherding it out. Stokes, who was named club captain at Newcastle United over the summer. She signed for the club a little over a year ago, having left Manchester City following 9 years at the club. There's one of the marquee signings on the ball now from this season, Aoife Mannion. This is Hughes. Surrounded by black and white stripes at the moment. Does well to win a side of throw-in. She didn't have many options. Good touch from Howard to Green, now Larkin. Napier. Caught in the midfield, and now Hales. Full of energy, a point to prove. Yet to get off the mark for the season so far, the Newcastle number 9. Heavy does that number weigh in a Newcastle shirt. Now Cataldo. Not a bad ball. Shea Yanez was wanted to make absolute sure. And here is the ball from Cataldo, deep by the byline. Couldn't quite wrap her foot around it. Signed for the club in the January of 2024, halfway through their promotion season. Has plenty of experience, though, in the top couple of tiers of English football from her time at Arsenal, London City, Leicester and Bristol City. Blanchard. Mannion's header. Well recovered by Gautrat. And back to the former Manchester United defender Mannion once more. Shania Hale's just ploughing a little bit of a lone furrow at the moment. This is match day 5 in the WSL 2. These two starting the weekend 7th and 9th in the table respectively, as the ball wins the race to the touchline in front of green. Well worth subscribing though to the WSL 2's YouTube channel this season. Your one-stop shop for everything WSL, WSL 2, all the matches, all the highlights, interviews, great goals, the works. Van Havermaet tries to sneak the other side of Cooper, but the Newcastle defender stands up, does a job, clears the danger away, and not only that, the ball took a nick on the way out, and it will be a throw-in for the Lasses. Gregory's clearance, charged down by Green, somehow managed to stay in. Hughes completes the job and it'll be a Palace throw. After a full throttle start to the game from Crystal Palace, just starting to go off the boil a little now. And Stokes takes another throw into Gautrat, gets it back again, but by the time she did receive possession, Howard was right on top of her. We'll be curious to see how Newcastle United and Becky Langley's side respond to having lost back-to-back games in the WSL 2. Against Birmingham and most recently Charlton. 3 in a week if you include the League Cup. At no point did they lose back-to-back league games last season when they lost only 4 in total. They're halfway to that tally already. But it was Larkin who was fouled. Veerden comes across from the left wing. Of course, both of them close enough to the coaching staff here and the dugouts for this to be a cross, which is a decision made by committee. It is Veerden. It's a really good ball as well. Keeper's come a long way. Hughes turns it goalwards, and what an important touch that was from Cataldo, because that looked goalwards. It's a delivery that is fizzed into the penalty area, and the Newcastle keeper lifting makes a decision very early about what she wants to do. Hughes did really well to turn that goalwards, and it looked like it might well have been on target. Only for Leah Cataldo to make the all-important deflection. Blanchard to take the corner kick. Dribbling in at the near post. Here's Nobbs. The referee just getting in the way there of McQuaid. Not best pleased. Newcastle, of course, get the ball back, but what they don't get back is the potential counter-attack that they might well have had there. Cataldo's held up by Veerden. The Dutch wing has done really well. Oh, Hughes has done well to find Veerden. And Veerden can only find the gloves of the goalkeeper, though, Femke Lifting. That's really good, quick distribution from the Chelsea loanee to find Nobbs. Now Gregory. Blanchard will try to stay with the tricky winger in front of the travelling Newcastle supporters. Cataldo looking for Lumsden. Napier draped all over it. Newcastle just about keep hold of it as Napier flies into another challenge, but now they have players over. Looking for the run of either Hales or Lumsden, and neither player made it quick enough. Newcastle typically a tough side to beat away from home last season. Lost just 2 times from their 10 away games. Crystal Palace, on the other hand, struggled to relegation, finishing rock bottom of the WSL, just 2 wins from 22 matches. 3 managers in the space of a year as well. Of course, Potter now appointed in June. And we'll be pleased with the first 20 minutes or so. And here's Gregory, striding away down that left-hand side to find McQuaid. Bit of space for Lumsden for just the briefest of moments before Veerden's back on top of her again. That'll be a goal kick. Palace drew 1-1 at Durham last weekend on a weekend of late goals for the Eagles. Elise Hughes equalising in the 96th minute to rescue a point in the northeast as Yanez shows composure. Of course, the men's team last weekend also scored in the 96th minute as Eddie Nketiah opened his account to see them beat Liverpool as Veerden bends a ball into the box. Cooper taking no chances. And that looks like it'll be another corner kick. Of course, you get nothing for corners, but they are a good indication of where the game is being played. And this is a 5th Crystal Palace corner already to Newcastle's 0. Plenty of height in the middle. None taller than Van Havermaet for Crystal Palace. She'll be a target. Hughes another one. There is the ball, and that is Van Havermaet who goes for it. The keeper comes, gets absolutely nothing, and then fortuitously spins and falls on the ball. It's another inviting ball to that back post, not for the first time this afternoon, and Femke Lifting will be very, very relieved indeed that as she spun around, she almost tripped over the ball. There might just be a little shuffle around from Newcastle United tactically. to see if they can get a foothold in the game. Firmly second best so far, though the score doesn't show it. Gregory has a work cut out to try and squeeze past Nolan. It'll be a Crystal Palace throw. Slightly loose touch from Hughes. Thoughts of a quick throw-in for Newcastle United for a moment as Stokes finds Nobbs. Hales back to Nobbs. McQuaid might be an option. This is Gatra instead, who tries a luck from range. Headed away by Virden. Cataldo. Now Lumsden. Better from Newcastle United. Options in the middle. Neat play from Lumsden. Back to Cataldo! Oh, it might well have glanced off the post. So much better from Newcastle United as they work it from left to right. Cataldo and Lumsden key at this point of the move. Neat footwork from Lumsden. Always curling away from goal. But I think the keeper's beaten. The woodwork, I'm not so sure. Newcastle will take heart from that. And now they have players in dangerous areas. Well won back by Larkin. Blanchard has it. The turnover possession briefly, but Palace have it again with Blanchard still down. And the sun shines here in South London as Virden gallops into green grass and space and turns it onto the roof of the crossbar. The woodwork hit at both ends in quick succession. That is a lightning quick fast break from Crystal Palace. It's clearly not the Dutch winger's intention. But it had the goalkeeper scrambling. It was indeed Blanchard that was down as she tried to kickstart an earlier counter-attack. I think she'll be okay. A moment to breathe for both sides. If you look behind the goal there, you'll see a big white banner. It said Molly 100. That for Molly May Sharp, who received a special 100 shirt. Well, Van Havermaet has picked the pocket here, though, of McQuaid. Morgan Gatra back to ensure no further damage can be inflicted. Looking to build from the back, as you so often see, but Van Havermaet does really well to shrug McQuaid off. Might have been wiser to go on her own there. Clearance from Cooper up to Hales. As well to maintain possession, but not really where they want their prize number 9. And McQuaid does really well there. Red and blue shirts all around her. Cataldo. Blanchard seems to be moving okay after taking a knock a few moments ago. What I was going to say before about Molly May Sharp is she became the first Palace player in the professional era to make 100 appearances for the football club, and so was presented with a framed shirt with the number 100 on the back, and that's what the bedsheet sign behind the goal is also indicating. Larkin, Howard, it's still Howard, and it's straight at the goalkeeper. Fred Clifton not having to move for that one. Napier's header, and Havermart turns it forwards. There's Joe Potter playing the role of, they call him ball kid nowadays. Arms folded, deep in thought. Spoke before the game about wanting to take the game to Newcastle United today. Certainly has done that. Blanchard intercepts, Veerden turns it forwards, and look at the space at the back now. If Howitt's touch had been better, she may well have got away from Cooper. There's two ways to look at Newcastle's season so far, underwhelming being one of them due to the fact that they started the weekend 9th, and of course the pre-season ambitions were and still are promotion. Another way to look at it is that they just so happen to have played what appears to be two of the better teams in the division. As Swaby sweeps up, but sweeps her side into trouble. Gregory tries to get the other side of Nolan, saved by Yanez. It all looked very composed for Crystal Palace at the back, until it no longer was. Nolan didn't want it, she was pointing back to the goalkeeper, which is, as you'll see, where the ball ended up. It's to me Stokes with the throw-in for Newcastle United. Yet to keep a clean sheet, and last weekend failed to score for the first time, Newcastle, when they lost 1-0 at home to Charlton, who put in the quote-unquote perfect away performance. Cataldo's touch just let her down. Blanchard has it back. And some space for Palace to try and exploit here if they move it quick enough. It's McQuaid. Asking far too much of Freya Gregory. Oh, Shania Hales that. Hayley Nolan has played every minute in every game so far this season for Crystal Palace. Been at the club since 2023 when she joined from London City Lionesses. That looked a sore one. Palace again, and this is clearly a directive from the coaching staff, want to get things underway as quickly as they possibly can. This time not allowed to by the referee. Potter not happy that they couldn't get the play underway quick enough there. Blanchard, though, will take this, and it's too straight of a ball, really. It was always going to skip away and behind for a goal kick. The direction from their Welsh centre-forward, Elise Hughes, is that actually Veerden on the wing would have been a better target. Hobbs and Gregory exchange passes. And now Stokes, held up by Nolan. There's the overlap again from Gregory. Nobbs will take over instead. Now Catra. Square to Cataldo. Trying to isolate Lumsden, which they have done with Napier. First time cross is a really inviting one. But nobody there wearing black and white for what would have been the most straightforward of tap-ins. Newcastle players are completely perplexed at how that is a Crystal Palace throw and not a Newcastle one. Clearly they saw a deflection from a Palace defender. There's Becky Langley there, who we saw take a couple of touches, thought about giving it back to Crystal Palace and then thought better of it. Now that they're inside the final 10 minutes of this first half. It's become a more even affair after the first 20 minutes when it was all one-way traffic in the direction of the Newcastle United goal. Freya Gregory fouled, stood next to the Palace manager Joe Potter there, and when asked before the game why the reason for the change, bringing Green in instead of Sharp, she pointed to the attacking wing play of Freya Gregory as the reason why. Felt that the natural defensive abilities of Josie Green would win out there. Stokes sprinting away from Larkin. That is Gregory. Given away again by Newcastle. Touch from Hughes, spins away from Cooper. And that's a free kick for Crystal Palace. Very similar position to the free kick they had earlier that Veerden fizzed into the penalty area, and wouldn't be surprised to see them try and do the exact same thing again. Just like last time, it is Blanchard and Veerden stood over the ball. This time it'll be Blanchard's right foot. Looking for Swaby, headed away. Catra gets a touch, shouts for handball against the American, but Lumsden will bring it clear. Crunching challenge from Blanchard. Howard. That'll be another Crystal Palace corner kick. It's Ashley Veerden, Dutch 26-year-old. Again, they'll look to hit the back post, and Van Havermaet met that with her head, but the block from Aoife Mannion is a goal saver. A second corner kick will follow in quick succession, but that is some quite brilliant defending at the back post from Aoife Mannion. They've got to do it all over again. Punched away this time by Lifting. Gatra keeps it in. Cataldo retrieves. And Blanchard makes the important tackle to prevent any thought of a counter-attack. Inside the final 5 minutes of the first half, a couple of really important blocks at the Newcastle end. One from Leah Cataldo earlier, the latest from Aoife Mannion. They are the difference in this game. They are the reason it is still goalless. It's a busy afternoon in WSL 2, 6 matches in total. A full card will run you through all of the latest scores at half-time. Nobbs finds Gatra. What a partnership that could be. Looking for Lumsden. Snuffed out by Napier. Hales holds off Nolan, actually collapses on the floor, gets the free kick that she desired. Could make out Becky Langley in the back of shot in the black Newcastle tracksuit with her arms folded. So she was pleased with the performance last week against Charlton, if not the result, of course a 1-0 defeat. Conceded that the league this year is really tough, as I mentioned earlier on, and lost 4 games in all of last season, and admitted that it's tough to see that they've lost 2 already in the current term, but insists that they can't feel sorry for themselves, and despite having to soak up so much pressure in this first half, they might have an opportunity here to break the deadlock. This is Gregory, bit of space down the left, deep ball. Lumsden tries to keep it alive and does do. Cataldo takes over, watched closely by Veerden. McQuaid, Cataldo, Lumsden again, run being made by Gatra. McQuaid wants it too. Lumsden keeps it, headed up but not away by Green. Back to Newcastle again with a little over a minute remaining at the end of the first half. Gregory. Clearance from Larkin is a really dangerous one. Could have gone anywhere. Crystal Palace will be grateful that it nestled itself rather harmlessly in the gloves in the end of their goalkeeper Shea Yanez, who hasn't had a great deal to do, though may well have seen her right post struck earlier on by a curling effort. Hearing that there'll be just the 1 minute of additional time at the end of this first half. Hughes won another corner kick. Still looking for a breakthrough then. Now late in this first half. We're inside stoppage time as Veerden sends a high dropping ball into the penalty area. Newcastle will clear, albeit not overly convincing. Drops to Swaby. It is 1 minute that's been added on. Hooked away by Stokes. The two number 11s battle. And Freya Gregory's clearance skewing off of her left boot. Nolan wants to take a quick throw in. Nolan looking long for Van Hevermaet. Challenging with Gatra. Cooper scuffs the clearance. Chance for Crystal Palace in stoppage time as Newcastle scramble it clear once more. And now a potential counter-attack. Well read by the Palace midfielders. And as Napier clears it, and Veerden takes over. We have now played in excess of the 1 additional minute. Howard to Blanchard. Long range effort into the gloves of the goalkeeper. And that might well do us for this first half. Blanchard often has an eye for goal. Scored the 96th minute equaliser a week ago as the final effort late in stoppage time at the end of the first half this week. Palace have more than edged it, had plenty of the ball, racked up 8 corner kicks in the first half. Both woodworks have been struck. Newcastle have shown that they're more of a match once they got the first 20 minutes or so out of the way. It's been a competitive first 45 minutes in South London. Two teams with promotion ambitions trying to find their stride here in the early stages of this WSL 2 season. At the break, it is Crystal Palace 0, Newcastle United 0.
It's a lovely ball through to Ralph, and she can chip the goalkeeper, Ralph, and it's in. And Sheffield United get the equaliser. I believe Lucy Thomas had a touch, but it does not matter. Sheffield United have their goal. The goal they've been looking for so long. This lovely through ball from Reveal finds Ralph. Sheffield United 1, Birmingham 1. Now Birmingham City are launching an attack. This one is launched forward, and oh, what a mistake from the goalkeeper Keane. And this could be 2-1, and it is 2-1. Katie Keane with the big mistake. Absolutely gifting it to Birmingham City. And they say thank you very much. Launched forward by Sari. We thought Katie Keane had it covered, but she didn't. And Lily Crossway, an absolute crazy end to this game, to this fixture. Rose does well, goes past Morgan into the area, she goes. Chance, that's taken. Forest are level. A well-worked move. And the goal is scored by Freya Thomas. Good strength from Boy Hawker. Oh, for goal! And it's in! Forest have turned it around. Wonderful strike. That has completely done Bentley.
Now Watson could be away here. Nothing away from Simpson, who has tried to get back. Goes between two defenders. What a goal that is from Katie Watson. Superb individual effort to give Sunderland the lead. Well, the 19-year-old sprinted clear of one challenge, went through another, and found the finish to match as well. Simpson standing over it. She sends it into a dangerous area, and it's off the post, and it's in. Sunderland protests, but the goal's been given. Oh, Chloe Peplow was on the line. It may not have been her final touch that actually took it over, but Southampton levelled.
Now it's with Hughes. Pescott. Oh, Dean with a lovely return to Pescott. Hughes has got a bit of space if Pescott opts to go back to her, but she whips across in instead. Dean with a header! Oh, Rihanna Dean! What a deft header! A beauty with the bounce. Carries it forward. Sent in low. It's Nixon again. She's had a sighter. Will she go for goal again? She does Nixon! What a strike from Angelina Nixon! Oh my word! A sensational way to bring Portsmouth level. Freeland hangs it up high. Hornby rather hangs it up high. It comes back to the edge of the area. Volleyed in! Ava Robotham had a bit of a sighter in the first half, which was too close to Negri. On this occasion, she gave her absolutely no chance. Until the end of the first half almost. And oh, they've got level straight away. Oh, the flag's up. It's not going to count. Natasha Thomas thought she had her first ever WSL 2 goal. The Ipswich staff, well, they are now celebrating. Rowe on the charge. Dear to Pescott. Oh, Pescott is caught. And that surely has to be a penalty. Peak. Oh, it's a superb penalty from Paige Peak. With her first since her return, Ipswich led 1-0, trailed 2-1. They now lead.
Newsham. Bradley brought down. Big appeals for a penalty, and it's given. Careless, a nudge from Demi Stokes. It is Leifting against Katie Bradley. And Bradley scores! Clinical. The perfect penalty. Nestled in the bottom corner. Murphy, and Murphy is in! Murphy to equalise! Stopped by the goalkeeper. It broke kindly for Emily Murphy. And she wasn't able to apply the finish.
Lambert away. Swaby across to meet it. It's looking to hoist it high again. It's Heppel who heads it! And what a header that is! And what a moment that is for Durham! They have suffered so much at the hands of the Eagles of late, but they lead with 10 minutes to play. And they've done it! Crystal Palace right at the death, grab the equaliser to spoil Durham's party.
Welcome back to the VBS Community Stadium, also known as Scander Green Lane. These are the highlights from the first half between Crystal Palace and Newcastle United. That's Blanchard there, firing high and over the top of the crossbar. That one of 8 corner kicks that Palace had in the first 45 minutes. They enjoyed pretty much all the ball in the first 20 minutes. That just a yard too far in front of Elise Hughes. Newcastle grew into the game though. A lot of that coming down this right-hand side. Cataldo's cross looping onto the roof of Shea Yanez's goal. Femke Lifting came for the ball there, got nothing but fresh air, and will have been amongst the most relieved inside the stadium to turn around and see what she'd come for, lying just below her on the ground. This about as good as it got though for the lasses. Lumsden showing some neat footwork down the right side of the penalty area before turning it on a plate for Cataldo. That whipped away and might well have flicked the right-hand post of the Crystal Palace goal. The Dutch winger Ashley Veerden has proved a constant threat down the Palace left and inadvertently hit the woodwork at the other end. Clearly not hoping to go for goal there, but it almost dropped in the far corner of the net. And this was a chance for Newcastle, all of Crystal Palace's own making, as Freya Gregory found the gloves of the Crystal Palace keeper. Goalless at the break then. This is one of 6 WSL 2 games today. It's also the only one without a goal. Sheffield United against Ipswich has had all the fun, all the goals in the first half. Excuse me, that one coming to full time now because that was a 1 o'clock kickoff. But take a look at the result below it. Southampton leading at Birmingham City by 1-0. Bristol City in front against Durham. Newly promoted Nottingham Forest a goal behind at home to Portsmouth. And Charlton doing what Charlton do, and that's getting in front and finding a way to stay in front. Half-time there in the northeast. Sunderland 0, Charlton Athletic 1. The two teams back out for the second half. They started the weekend 7th and 9th respectively. Both teams have won just once in the league so far this season. Early days as it might well be, but it's not like it's an EFL season with 46 games. There's just the 22 matches in the league. And so there really is an emphasis on a fast start, or you might just leave yourself with too much ground to try and catch up. Both of these teams know that they can't allow their stumbling start to the season to continue for too much longer. There won't be any changes at half-time for either side. Crystal Palace really flew out of the traps in the first half and maintained a good amount of control throughout. Becky Langley will want for more from her charges in this second 45. Such experience in there. Looks like the American two-time World Cup winner Gatra is doing a lot of the talking. The captain, Demi Stokes, is a European Championship winner with the Lionesses. And of course, there's Jordan Nobbs there too, the WSL's all-time record appearance holder. And I say that now because if we don't say it now, we won't get a chance to say it for much longer, because it won't be long before Millie Bright of Chelsea catches her. So back underway in this second half. As I mentioned, no changes at the VBS Community Stadium. The first half, Crystal Palace enjoyed the edge in, but neither side being able to find a breakthrough just yet. There was one change per side before the game, as Molly Pike and Molly May Sharp were the two players to make way, both of them on respective substitutes benches this afternoon. Green, who's on the ball now for Palace, is the player that came in for Joe Potter's side, while Shania Hales, the Newcastle striker, was the one incoming to the 11 from last week's defeat against Charlton. Good challenge from McQuaid. Looks to have hurt the Palace player. Nobbs trying to find Cataldo. A little slow getting back up to her feet again, Abby Larkin. Made Republic of Ireland history, Larkin, when she became the youngest ever Irish person, male or female, to make their senior international debut. She's still only 20. Howard looking to pick out the run, and there's an awful lot of space for Green. Green against Stokes, looking for support, looking for teammates. It's good defending in the end from Newcastle, getting so many players back behind the ball so quickly. Just to confirm to you, if you were with us at half-time and saw the latest score between Sheffield United and Ipswich Town, that has finished Sheffield United 3, Ipswich 2, and that's a very, very long range and speculative effort that Femke Lifting, the Newcastle goalkeeper, was more than a match for. Gregory couldn't bring the ball under a spell though. Larkin. Another ball for Blanchard. Now Green. It's Green's cross. Header away from Mannion. Could well prove to be a vitally important victory, that, for Sheffield United, as things stand in the WSL 2. It's Ipswich and the Blades that prop up the division. were scores to say the same elsewhere, Palace would jump up a spot to 6th. Newcastle would stay where they are in 9th. Gregory does well to keep that in. Nolan right on top of it. Shania Hales looks to have injured herself there in the collision with Swaby. Running it off though. Verdon. Swaby and Hales engaged in a tussle again, and the Crystal Palace skipper is going to see herself in the referee's book for that, I would imagine, kicking the ball away. Referee is Joanne Horwood, and left with little to no option there. The Jamaican international is the first player to go into the notebook this afternoon. Aoife Mannion with the free kick, long and direct, headed away by Nolan. Stokes recovers possession for the visitors. Knobs to Gatra. Stokes looking for Gregory. That's Freya Gregory's cross and Shea Yanez's catch. Goal kick instead. Ball went out before the Palace keeper was able to catch it. One win in 4 games for both of these sides in the WSL, both of them at Nottingham Forest, both of them 2-1 victories at the City Ground. Mannion with a slide rule pass, almost ending at the feet of Nobbs. And it's a Palace free kick. Larkin brought down by Mannion. Spent 4 years at Manchester United, did Aoife Mannion. A regular for the Republic of Ireland. Won the FA Cup with Manchester United. Van Hevenaar, often a threat in that first half, finds Green. That's an inviting ball from Green, just out of reach. Really good cross. Game needs a goal, and Crystal Palace came just a matter of inches away there from perhaps getting one. This is Hughes. Napier is dispossessed. And a case of anywhere will do there for the Newcastle defenders. An opportunity to clear their lines, put a bit of space between their defenders and goalkeeper. Veerden gets the other side of Cataldo. Has Hughes in the middle, Howitt there too. The ball goes goalwards. Behind for a goal kick. Veerden's eyes lit up. Went for goal herself when she had options in the middle. The beneficiary of a bit of fortune here as her and Cataldo collide. She had Hughes, she had Howitt to aim at. She aimed at the goal instead and went a yard or two wide of it, but here Palace come again. It's with Larkin to Hughes. Hughes across for Green. Stood up towards that back post, just out of reach of Larkin. Now Blanchard. Better from Crystal Palace. Blanchard with the ball. A free header for Howitt. It's in. Crystal Palace have the breakthrough at home. And with almost 10 minutes played in the second half, the Eagles are soaring over the Magpies. Good build-up play. Pressure was increasing on that Newcastle goal. Cross after cross after cross. That one just out of reach of Larkin. But a wonderful ball this is from Blanchard. Howard couldn't miss, didn't miss. The keeper couldn't keep it out. Nor could Aoife Mannion this time. And Crystal Palace lead against Newcastle United by 1-0. Blanchard this time looking to be a bit more direct, far too direct in the end. Good link-up play between her though and Howitt. It's Kirsty Howitt's first goal for Crystal Palace after joining in the summer from Rangers. Won everything there is to win north of the border. Immediately having to do some defending of their own now though, Crystal Palace. And it's going to fall towards Gregory, who looks for that far corner. And Palace just seemed to switch off there, basking in the aftermath of finding the opening goal. You know, I think this might well be a more dangerous opportunity than any of the Palace defenders really gave Newcastle credit for. The question now is, can Palace keep themselves in front? It would be a valuable 3 points against a Newcastle team that later this season you'd fully expect both of them to be higher up the table than they currently are. And Becky Langley, I think, is looking to respond quite quickly. Turn to a bench, and Emily Murphy, we hear, is getting ready to come on for Newcastle. Murphy, who scored on the opening day at Nottingham Forest in Newcastle's only win. You can just make her out there in the corner of the dugout. Hearing that Lois Joel might well also be joining her in the action. Hughes, good touch round the corner. Green tries to sprint away from Cooper. The experienced defender does well to keep with her though. 32 years old now, Deanna Cooper. Green's throwing. Larkin dispossessed by Gregory. And that'll be a Newcastle throw. Gatra. Room for Gregory. Those players now ready to come on the far side. Will be Lois Joel and Emily Murphy. Hearing that Jasmine McQuaid and Shania Hales will be the two players to take their place on the bench. An hour gone. Newcastle United with it all to do. Becky Langley says she won't rest until she sees this group match the potential that it's got. But as I said pre-match, potential is one thing. Both of these sides have got potential, promotion potential at that, but so far this season neither have lived up to it. Crystal Palace, on the other hand, though, today starting to look like a group that might well be finding its stride. There is confirmation that Emily Murphy come on for Newcastle at the expense of Shania Hales, still looking for her first goal of the season. The other change, the Welsh international Lois Joel will replace Jasmine McQuaid. Murphy scored her first senior goal for the Republic of Ireland in the summer against Turkey. Joel also had a busy June and July away with Wales at their historic European Championship campaign. And there is Lois Joel, immediately getting in the thick of things. Napier. Cruyff turns away from Cataldo, wins aside a free kick as well. It's good play from Jamie Lee Napier. Started every league game so far, formerly of Bristol City, where she was captain last season. Nobbs. Down for Murphy. Unable to control it though. Palace have it back again with Green. Nolan. Looking for the goal scorer, Howard. Van Havermaet. Now Green again. Palace have looked at their most dangerous when they're peppering the Newcastle box with crosses. Howard will need support. Tackled by Gatra, wants a free kick but won't get one. And Stokes will bring it away. Slightly loose touch, almost opened the door for Van Havermaet, but Murphy has it. A long, searching ball. Gregory takes it in stride. Petra tries to slide it through for Murphy. Nolan looking to slam the door on her and just about did. The door might have glanced her more than been slammed against her. Goal kick either way. Newcastle United made their then known championship debut last season, following back-to-back promotions under Becky Langley. Finished fifth, had a chance of the top three as late in the season as the three final round of fixtures. Third place finish this season might well be good enough for a playoff place, and that playoff match could see that team promoted. Green twisting and turning and ultimately running out of options. Van Havermaet won't be knocked off the ball. Digs out a pass, but always spinning away from the field of play. Now, if you're just joining us on the WSL2 YouTube feed, Crystal Palace in front around 10 minutes or so ago. Blanchard's cross, Howitt's header. And while we're talking about the YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe. It's the only place to watch every single WSL2 match this season, complete with highlights and extra bonus features as well. Well worth your time. It's very much your one-stop shop for everything to do with the WSL and the WSL2. And Havermaet's header. Stokes. Now Joel. Green does well to keep that in and spin away from Gregory. Van Havermaet gets it caught under her feet though. Hearing that Crystal Palace are about to make their first change, with the goal scorer Kirsty Howitt to be withdrawn and to be replaced by Molly May Sharp, which will be popular with the supporters. Heard them a few moments ago chanting for the club's record appearance holder. That's a lovely turn from Larkin. Experienced play from Jordan Nobbs though. Throw in rather than a corner. It's Gregory winning her side of throw-in. Van Havermaet intercepts Stokes' clearance. Green. Swaby remains the only player to have seen a yellow card here this afternoon from the referee, that one for kicking the ball away. Born in America, Jamaican international. Her sister plays for Leicester City in the WSL. Blanchard dispossessed. And Newcastle have a brilliant chance to equalise with Murphy. Not her finest moment. Petra did everything right. Found the substitute, who just had to find the bottom corner of the net. Only ever one errant pass or touch away from a potentially goal-scoring opportunity. That's exactly what Murphy had there. It's not a finish that she'll want to see back. By far and away Newcastle's best chance of the day. Well, now can Palace go up the other end and punish such sloppy finishing. This is Veerden. It's a good ball. Van Havermaet at the back post meets it. It hits the back of Stokes. And that'll be a corner kick, I think. From one end to another, chances at either. One thing that must be admired today is the quality of crosses that have come into that Newcastle penalty area from the Palace wide players. That's another one there. So a ninth corner of the afternoon. Ashley Veerden. Another good ball. Van Havermaet again. Goal kick. They've had their chances. This the latest of them. Another really enticing delivery from the Dutch winger. And Van Havermaet knows she should have done better. Here comes that change we were telling you about a few moments ago. Molly May Sharp, 28 years young, was presented with a special shirt before the game with her name on the back and a big number 100. Becoming the first player in Crystal Palace history in the professional era to make 100 appearances for the Eagles. She's replaced Kirsty Howard. Another substitution, I think, being prepared as well by the Newcastle bench, but we'll come back to that inside the final 20 minutes of the game. Newcastle running out of time to try and find an equaliser. Becky Langley's shedded the big coat now and is becoming more and more energetic in her technical area. I think that's Una Savenius there, who's just taking the training top off. More space for Green, closed down by Stokes, but running at pace into the penalty area. It's Molly May Sharp, the history maker, with a goal to mark a famous week for her. Off the bench, first touch, instant impact. Josie Green in acres of space on this right wing. Showed good composure. The ball couldn't have fallen to Sharp any kinder. And the Centurion strikes. It's Crystal Palace 2, Newcastle United 0. It's a long way back from this position for Newcastle United. A long way back on the pitch, a long way back to the northeast when you're on the wrong end of a scoreline like this. Such intent, as everybody said, whether that be opposition managers, whether that be Newcastle United themselves, such intent shown by the sort of signings they've made. Murphy throws herself to the ground, and the Newcastle players want further punishment here against Alison Swaby. Mentioned before, she's already been booked. That certainly doesn't look like the sort of free kick that would warrant another card. Blanchard and Nobbs coming face to face. Seems to be pretty clear officiating from Joanne Horwood, suggesting that were there any further infringement, it would result in a second yellow. Molly Pike and Una Savenius ready to come on for Newcastle United. Some defending, though, to be done before any further changes can be made. A high line from those Palace defenders. Ball into Murphy, back to Stokes. And the whistle goes. Assistant's flag was up on the far side, and here come those changes. Savenius will come on and replace Beth Lumsden. The other change there, Molly Pike, who had to settle for a place on the substitutes bench today, scored on her debut at the City Ground about a month ago. Expected to replace Freya Gregory on the left-hand side. Well, Joe Potter, the Crystal Palace manager, spoke before the game about the rut that Newcastle have found themselves in at the moment, but knowing that it only ever takes one win to turn things around, and the importance in not allowing that one afternoon, that one win to come in South London this afternoon. And with less than 15 minutes remaining now, they certainly haven't done that. I'm sure there can be too many complaints that Palace do in fact lead this match. As always, though, a two-goal scoreline is a fragile one. And a goal back at any point in the next 10 to 15 minutes sure would make things interesting and nervy from a Palace perspective. Blanchard, who's been combative and right in the mix all afternoon, is again there. Does brilliantly to get herself between her opponent and the ball. Talked about how Molly May Sharp has written her name in club history. Blanchard did that last season when she scored twice against Leicester City in a 2-0 win. That was Crystal Palace's first ever WSL win and their first ever goals. Murphy pushes out of her feet, cuts it back well. Savenius just tried to do too much in the end. And that'll be a free kick for Palace. The scorer of the second goal, Sharp, fouled. The fans chanted her name before the game. They chanted for her in this second half. They wanted her introduction, inspired by the Palace supporters. On she comes, scores with her first touch. Crystal Palace edging ever closer to the first home win of the season. There is Sharp again. There's Veerden. Oh, Cooper. A bit like a hot potato at the moment. Neither side are able to keep hold of it for too long. We're tracking back from Sharp. It'd also be a first clean sheet for Crystal Palace of the season. Were they able to keep the back door shut? A little over 10 minutes remaining now in South London. Their brushes with teams from the northeast continue. Next week they host Sunderland here at the VBS Community Stadium. Of course, last week they snatched a point from Durham. And the famous Tyne-Wear derby is not too far away from a Newcastle perspective. They host Sunderland at St James's Park in the middle of next month. Last time they met there, it set a new second-tier attendance record, 38,000. Here is Van Havermaet looking for Green again. Stokes does just enough to poke it away from her. This is Pike, fresh off the substitutes bench, plenty of energy in her legs. Still Molly Pike. Now Nobbs, just over. It's a good break from Molly Pike. Jordan Nobbs has never had a problem scoring goals, and that wasn't far away. But Jo Potter will be absolutely thrilled with what she's seen from her players today. Wanted a performance, needed a performance in some ways. My goodness, has she got it so far. Another change on the way as well, we're hearing, for Potter and Palace. Oh, Watson set to come on. Molly May Sharp gets away from Cooper, holds it up, looking for some support with 10 minutes remaining. It's Cooper's clearance. Finds Murphy. Manages to shrug the challenge of Swaby, who has to be careful now. She knows one more infringement could see her off. Oh, and there is an infringement. Swaby better run away back to her defensive position quickly and hope that nobody recognises it. Long searching ball, far too long in the end. Becky Langley, for the time being, consumed by thought and concern, I'm sure. Nobody at the club made any secret of what their goal was this season. They came close to threatening promotion last time around, fell away through the springtime. What now can she do to try and get the most out of her players? How can she motivate them? What can she change? Substitutions have already been made. Pike on, Murphy on. Murphy's had a brilliant chance, but dragged it wide. Joel there as well is another one who has been introduced in the second half. There is another Palace change. It'll be Emma Watson who comes on to replace Abby Larkin. Worked hard in the game, Larkin. That is Emma Watson. Her only start came on the opening day. She's on loan from Manchester United for the season. Spent the second half of last season at Everton. Only 19 years old still. Crystal Palace edging ever closer to the perfect weekend. A first home win, a first clean sheet. Even the second goal scorer was poetic. Nobbs lifts it over the top, looking for Murphy. Fouled by Nolan. And that might well be a yellow card. Wouldn't be surprised to see the referee go to a notebook again. Hayley Nolan coming across. And there is the card to match the colour of the referee's shirt. Not be too many complaints. Worth bearing in mind, though, that 2 of that back 3 now for Crystal Palace are on a yellow card. Nolan and Joel stood over the ball. Excuse me, Nolan. Nobbs and Joel stood over the ball. Jordan Nobbs, the only player to have scored in every single WSL top flight season to date. And she's going to try and score here in WSL 2 for the first time. Rather optimistic from all that way out. Drew a save out of the goalkeeper though. A bit of confusion here as to, I think what's happened is the goalkeeper has held on to the ball for too long, which has resulted in a corner kick. That's a new rule this season, very rarely seen. We saw it in the Premier League once on the opening round of fixtures, and I think for the first time in the WSL 2 we've now seen it as well. You're only allowed to hold it as a goalkeeper for 8 seconds. If you hold it longer than that, corner kick to the opposition. And here we are with that exact procedure. Ball into the box, headed up but not away by Van Havermaet. Murphy tries to swing a leg goalwards, falls to Savenius. Couldn't keep it down. Ironically, Newcastle United's first corner kick of the game, taken 85 minutes, and it came from a technicality. It was almost a punishing one, though, for Crystal Palace. Van Havermaet does well to meet it initially. Tricky for Savenius to keep that down. All a little frantic now in the final 5 minutes of the game. Nolan heads it clear. Pike. Nobbs. Now Gatra. Headed away by Swaby. Straight back to Gatra again. Perhaps she'll have a second goal, but Pike wants it. Loads of space on the edge of the area if she chooses to use her. Goes on her own instead. Chance for a goal back. And there it is. There won't be a clean sheet. Una Savenius with the finish, I think. Newcastle United have the goal they need to make something of this match. Gatra shows great composure on this left-hand side. Pike wanted it. Gatra knew what she was doing though, waiting for a striker to show. And there is Savenius with the swipe into the bottom corner. A real test of Crystal Palace's mettle now. Do they have what it takes to stay in front, to not see this lead of theirs slip away? Such motivation for Newcastle United. Pike and Newcastle come again, and they have numbers. Savenius' touch lets her down. Nervy times now at the end as liftings come out of the penalty area. The ball nearly didn't spin back to her. Molly May Sharp challenging with Mannion. The scorer of the second goal, and at the moment, the winning goal. And we're hearing there could be as much as 6 minutes added on at the end of this one. Ashley Verdon, she's got options. Hughes to her left, Molly May Sharp there too, but only had eyes for goal. And it's a first goal for Newcastle United, for Una Savenius as well, joined in the summer from Rosengård. scored at the Euros for Finland, now has a Newcastle goal, and they have another chance here. Murphy in the middle challenging. It'll be a goal kick. Feel for Shea Yanez a little bit. Clean sheets have been hard to come by. Early one to speak of last season in a difficult WSL campaign. She thought she had her first of this season, but alas, no longer. This is Murphy inside the final minute of the game. We will see 6 minutes added on. Pike blocked. Veerden can't get hold of it. All Newcastle now with Joel. Chance for Crystal Palace to just take a breather, burn a few seconds off the clock. You can see the towering Belgian midfielder Justine van Havermaet saying exactly that to Jamie Lee Napier, indicating just to settle it down a little. No need to rush. There's the 6 minutes from the fourth officials board. The 6 minutes will feel like an eternity for Crystal Palace supporters. A sense of how important a first home victory could be for them after 3 games without a win in the WSL, having one at Nottingham Forest. There is a feeling in the Palace camp that victory today could be just the building block they need to then kick on this season. Looks like an injury for Josie Green, who's down. Here one of the Newcastle players asking the referee to please stop the clock. I'm sure they will have done. So we'll go well beyond the 6 additional minutes now. Green's been excellent this afternoon, up and down that right flank. Only 10 yards or so separate the two managers. But in their minds right now, they are miles apart. Deep in thought. All the changes at this point now have surely been made, both tactically and in terms of personnel. It's just about trusting those players that are on the pitch to get the job done. Palace might well just be forced into one final change. It's Mikato who you saw there, getting ready to come on, just in case Josie Green can't continue. Kato herself coming back from an injury. Today the first time that she's been involved in a matchday squad this season. She's been battling back from a knee injury.
30 seconds, remember. You've got 30 seconds now. She's back on.
Two and a half minutes of the 6 added on in the books, but barely any of that time with the ball in play. We'll flirt with the 100-minute mark if we keep going like this. This is Stokes. It's a good ball there. Flicked away by Swaby, back to Murphy. A daisy-cutting dribbler in the direction of the goalkeeper.
It's not 30 seconds. It's not 30 seconds yet. It's not 30 seconds yet.
Crystal Palace are now back up to full strength again. Green is allowed back on.
She still counts, 30 seconds. Use the extra time.
I don't think Joel Potter is going to take any chances, though. If Green gives any indication that she won't be able to finish this game, Miyakato will come on. And there's so much defending to be done. Deanna Cooper will take this free kick by the looks of things. Might well be Gatra. Ball in the direction of Cooper. Bounces awkwardly, turned goalwards, cleared off the line. More danger to come though for Crystal Palace. It's flicked away this time. Out as far as Pike. Fakes to hit it once, does hit it twice. Blocked by Swaby. And through to Yanez.
Press it!
Who will burn more valuable seconds off the clock. And we will see a change, I think. It's a good ball that's played into the penalty area. Deanna Cooper a target. It comes off Nolan. Helped goalwards. Brilliantly cleared off the line though. Well, some consternation here as to what is going on. You might have heard it in the background there a moment ago. Ref, what's going on? And there is quite a delay for the substitution to be made. And Potter and Palace won't take any chances with Josie Green. Newcastle will play for Palace for the first time this season. Coming back from a knee injury. Play will resume with it being a Crystal Palace ball. A nervy finish here in South London. 20 seconds of the 6 additional minutes remain, but we'll surely go over that.
Go.
Long ball over the top for Murphy to chase. Yanez will get there first. Van Havermark trying to find her midfield partner, Blanchard. Pike gets there first. Long ball forward from Cooper.
Keep going!
Every second counts. The 6 minutes are up. Don't be surprised if we see 98. Palace still leading by 2-1. Here's Gatra. Good ball round the corner for Nobbs. Ever composed. All of that experience flowing through our veins. Joel. Corner kick. Only a second Newcastle United corner kick of the entire match. Cataldo will leave it for Gatra. And the goalkeeper has come forwards. Femke lifting, the Chelsea loanee. Outswinging ball, in at the near post. It's in! Newcastle United break Crystal Palace hearts. And it might well have gone all the way in. Congratulations by committee at the moment for Newcastle. They won't care who scored the goal. All they'll care about is that they did score a goal. It's an outswinging ball that just appears to fly in. Remarkable drama here in stoppage time. And we will see 98 minutes. A week ago, it was Crystal Palace who in the northeast were breaking hearts. Morgan Gatra has been credited with the goal. She took the corner kick that somehow managed to find its way into the back of the net. And can they find a winner now? Oh, they might well do. Murphy spins behind. It's going to fall to Gatra! Pike's there! It's saved! Newcastle so close to snatching victory out of the jaws of defeat. It is full time. It's finished Crystal Palace 2, Newcastle United 2. But my goodness, it should have been 3 for Newcastle. What a brilliant double save by Shea Yanez. Such late drama in South London. Crystal Palace, who were 2 goals to the good with just 4 minutes of normal time remaining, have surrendered their 2-goal advantage and will have to settle for a point. Goals from Howard and Sharp, undone by late strikes from Savenius and Gautra. That might just make the long journey back to the northeast a touch more palatable for Becky Langley and Newcastle United. But for Joe Potter, for Crystal Palace, that will now feel like defeat. It isn't, of course. 2 teams still trying to find their feet. We'll go into match day 6 of WSL 2, still trying to do exactly that. In South London, it has finished Crystal Palace 2, Newcastle United 2. Well, there is an awful lot to be mulled over there. Those sort of results will sit with you for at least the next few hours, if not the next few days. And pointedly, Potter applauds the fans, turns on a heel, and leaves the field. It all looked to be in Crystal Palace's control. It was turning into a dream afternoon, so close to a first home victory of the season, a first clean sheet of the season. All undone by some late Magpie magic. Becky Langley no doubt telling her team, look at what you can do. Look at the margins, look at how close it is, look at how close we are to clicking. Firmly second best throughout the majority of this afternoon. But had enough about them late in the game to rescue a point. It stops the losing run. They'd lost 3 on the spin prior to today, including the League Cup. Precious point on the road, not the 3 that they wanted. Such an entertaining afternoon. And Gander Green Lane. Look at the shot tally. 20 for Newcastle. When you look at the stats like that, you're hard-pressed to say that they don't deserve a point. It could have been all 3. Combative throughout. You can see why both of these teams, at least prior to the season beginning, were fancied to challenge for promotion to the WSL. They may well do. They need to start finding ways to win matches, and that goes for both clubs. That's a latest score in Birmingham, but how about that? Birmingham City, who are the team fancied to win promotion this season, having come so close a year ago. Beaten at home, as things stand, by Southampton. Bristol City squeezing past Durham. That game has finished. And Nottingham Forest, who were a goal down at home, showing that they are finding their feet in the second tier. Their first season in WSL 2, putting 4 past Portsmouth. Charlton Athletic continue to roll on at the top of the table as well. They barely concede goals. This afternoon, another clean sheet for them. Earlier, Sheffield United winners for the first time this season in a battle of the bottom 2 of WSL 2. And of course, as you know here, at the VBS Community Stadium. Crystal Palace 2, Newcastle United 2. So Crystal Palace, who led by 2-0, could not keep hold of their lead. 2 late goals, one in the 86th, the other in the 96th minute for Newcastle United. We'll see the spoils shared at Sutton United. It's finished Crystal Palace 2, Newcastle United 2. It could well prove a precious point for Newcastle United. Beaten a week ago at home against Charlton. Prior to that, saw 4 put past them at Birmingham City, and sandwiched between those 2 league fixtures, they were beaten by 2-1 in the League Cup at Nottingham Forest. Not the 3 points that they wanted nor needed. Una Savenius, who you can see there, here's her name called by the travelling Newcastle United fans. Scored her first goal for the Lasses this afternoon. Signed in the summer, formerly of Rosengard. A scorer at this year's European Championships, and now a scorer in her new black and white stripes of Newcastle United.
I'll say 2 trips. Yeah, please. She knows you every time. If only I had a nice full bottle of water.
Oh my God! It's right there!
What is it?
Well, what a really entertaining afternoon it was at the VBS Community Stadium. Let's have a look at the day's highlights. Leah Cataldo appeared to flick the right-hand post of Shea Yanez's goal. Thanks to some tricky footwork from her teammate Lumsden. But that was in a first half which Crystal Palace mostly dominated. Ashley Veerden likewise hitting the woodwork, albeit inadvertently. That clearly a cross that drifted away from her. In the second half, it was attack by aerial bombardment into that Newcastle penalty area. Blanchard's ball found Howitt's head, and neither the Newcastle goalkeeper nor defender Aoife Mannion could keep it out. That Howitt's first goal of the season. This was a real purple patch for Crystal Palace. A second goal soon followed. This time Molly May Sharp with her first touch off the substitutes bench, honoured at the game today for becoming the first player in the professional era to make 100 appearances for Palace. She crowned it with a goal, and look at what it meant to her. But late drama was in the offing. First, Jordan Nobbs there tried to challenge the goalkeeper from an awful long way out, but that was only a sign of what was to come. Morgan Gautrat has her fingerprints all over this Newcastle comeback. There, the ball in, found substitute Una Savenius. And suddenly new life breathed into not only Newcastle, but the game as well. Here, another ball into the penalty area. Almost turned goalwards. Aoife Mannion with that, but the all-important clearance off the line in stoppage time at the end of the game when 6 minutes were added on. There was an injury in the early stages of it, so it only cranked up the drama and the intensity as Morgan Gautrat's ball here ended up in the back of the net. Hit with her right foot with all the swerve and swaz you need to bend it into the back of the net. It rescued Newcastle a point. It broke Crystal Palace hearts. But they could have been shattered into 1,000 pieces here as Gautrat had the chance to snatch all 3 points for Newcastle United, only for Shea Yanez to make the all-important save. And that's why it finished Crystal Palace 2, Newcastle United 2. So two teams that came into the game needing all 3 points will continue to search for all 3 points. They share the spoils in the sunshine of South London. It's finished Crystal Palace 2, Newcastle United 2.